I can see their connection between each other. They kind of know, like you see Mal like Soph shooting, and I know it's like a forwards mentality, like chase ball, but you see Mal, she's already like anticipating that. And I could just see throughout games, like the way they're passing, the way they're making runs off of each other, looking for each other, defending for each other. And then just them running at the back line face up at speed. Like they both are similar in the way and how they can like kind of glide and like just attack and cause so many problems for the back line. So they're both so dangerous. And the last thing I'd want is them running at me with the ball, like face up going to goal.
I mean, can you just imagine just putting your head up and then looking up and seeing Mao, and then you see Sophia Smith, and then you see Trinity Rod was like, okay, thank God I'm not playing soccer anymore, and I'm not a defender.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody, to the 91st podcast presented by Just Women's Sports. I'm Jordan Angeli alongside my pal Duda Pavao, and we have a guest of honor with us today, a 2016 Olympian, a 2019 Women's World Cup champion, Allie Long. What's going on, Allie?
We're getting fancy.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to talk to you about this game.
Yeah, well, Allie, first we're going to talk about your game because you are playing in NWSL. You had a game last night. How was that?
I did. I got in literally like 2 days ago, and I didn't know what to expect because, I just got here. But when they said I was going to go in, I was like so excited and felt like I was in a weird like phase of like I just had babies. I don't know. I had an injury. I'm coming back, and then just to be back on the field with this team and the staff. I've watched them. I've watched the NWSL and just like admired kind of their style and what they're doing in the league, and love that Flacco's having all the success that he is. But it was just so exciting. The stadium's unbelievable, and I was just really proud and like grateful to be there.
First of all, I have to say,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Jordan.
No, I was just gonna say I read Allie's stats for the minutes that she was in for Kansas City in the Summer Cup last night, and it was her typical just high percentage of pass completion and just like one tackle. For 12 minutes, you got in a tackle, and I felt like that was exactly what we needed from Allie Long.
Yeah, it was for me too.
It is
keep it simple.
It is so good. It is so good to see you out there playing again. I have to tell you that. But from a scale from 1 to 10, how loud is the horn after there's a goal in Kansas City?
Oh my! I was like, the girl next to me was talking. I was like, "What?" I think we took Tunnel because our head was like kind of like hurting. We're like we could, but it was really loud. But it's like such a fun environment, and I feel so proud to be in that stadium because it's like it's the first female only stadium, so it was really, really special.
Well, it has been a special weekend, and it's topped off with a little cherry on top as the United States takes down Germany 4-1 in their second game in the Olympics this summer. You guys, we got to start off with gut reactions, right? Because it felt like there were some good gut reactions in this one. Duda, when you're thinking about this, I want your gut reaction, but you know what I want. I want an emoji too. Tell me what you're thinking.
Anything for you, Jordan. You know what? I think I'm going to give my emoji today, like to kind of summarize the entire day. In a way at the Olympics for women's soccer, and it would be the mind blown one. So like my mind today with everything, starting with Brazil, and then of course U.S. getting the 4-1 win against Germany, and then Zambia. Oh my gosh, and then Canada at the end against France. All right, but today my mind is.
That's a good emoji because it feels very fitting for all of the things that we saw, and we're going to get into a lot of those other games. First, we're going to dig more into the United States, but Allie, you got to go next and give me your gut reaction about this performance from the United States women's national team and your emoji.
The face with the smoke coming out, like tough and like strong and just like let's fucking go. Sorry, let's go.
You can say fucking. I think we just leave after.
Okay.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go, baby. Yeah, that's how I felt. So I was so
that's
excited.
very on brand for you. I feel like the LFG is on brand. So it felt right. That's a good emoji. We have not used that one yet. And it's not really in my repertoire, but it feels like it fits.
Me neither. I don't think I've ever used it, but I felt it when you just asked me.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, my gut reaction is, gosh, it just felt like the United States minus the first 10 minutes of the game controlled the whole game. They were in control of the tempo, of the way that the game was played. So I'm giving them salute.
Oh, nice.
Salute that American flag, baby. I loved what I saw from the U.S.
I love that.
It felt like a really good performance from them. And it was something that I think from start to finish it kept us all on the edge of our seats. I felt like we wanted to see more from them. We wanted more goals. We wanted them to continue to stifle this German attack. And we got a lot of that. So here we are again. Three very similar gut reactions, but very different emojis. I like it.
And I was going to say, we're going up then, because Allie, Jordan's emoji last game was just a good old
thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Yeah. So
good.
Today we're getting the salute. Well
good
done.
Job. You put your cleats on. Good job.
It did feel like a good job last time. This time.
Yeah. Salute.
It's a salute. Now that we got past our gut reactions, let's dig into the nuts and bolts of this game. What really happened? And a lot of that happened during the first half. It started with the first time we've seen the same back-to-back lineups from the U.S. women's national team in the Olympics in 20 years, which I thought was a wild stat that I heard on the broadcast. So it's the same starting lineup, and it started off, Allie, with the United States a little bit on their heels. Germany came off really big. You've been in games like this before. How big was that Alyssa Naeher save right at the beginning of the game to not only get her confidence up, but maybe jumpstart this U.S. attack?
I mean, that is all you can ask for your keeper. Like in that moment, like she, to completely change that momentum was the best thing that she could have done in that moment. And that's like what Alyssa does. She comes up in big moments, and that kind of shifted that mentality. And I think it changed Germany a little bit. But it also gave USA this hype. And when your goalie makes a save at the Olympics against Germany, it's like the best feeling in the world. And you're just this team unified feeling like right away. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what I felt like as those minutes progressed, weathering that storm. And then that save, it's like, that's what I felt like, this unified collective, performance that I was really excited to watch and enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Duda, last game we talked a lot about the first 15 and the United States were so close, but couldn't find a way to get in the back of the net. And it was giving us like these little butterflies. Right? We didn't know how to feel because we didn't know if it would be like some of the things that we had seen before from them. But in the 10th minute, the tables really turned, and it all came from the right side. It was back-to-back opportunities down the right flank after a couple of mistimed opportunities down the left. They switched sides, and it was the Trinity Rodman show, right? Find her in the channel like you always do. And we got to see Sophia Smith score a back post tap-in, get her first goal of the Olympics. What'd you like about the way that the United States scored that first goal?
You know what? Everything to me started for the 10th minute, like you said. And I think Trinity Rodman, she had that space the entire match in a way. I felt to me like the midfield, everything was happening there. So all the space that we had, they were in the flanks, right? We were from the right and the left. But I'm so happy to how Trinity played the game today. I think she was very, very important to the U.S. women's national team. And I mean, what I liked the most, it was to see Sophia Smith scoring her first goal. But what a great job by Trinity here, taking the players on. She had the space. She was finding the space today. And what a great cross. And then Smith was there in the box too to score for the U.S.
You know what's funny? Right before that, I had written down in my notes, like, why don't they move Trinity inside? Because she wasn't getting the ball in the channel in the first 10 minutes. Like, she hadn't up until then. I was like, why don't they switch Rose and her? Because it was working to find, Swanson on the other side inverted. So let Rose come on the right side in the channel. Let her be the ball possessor and let Trin make that little hook run centrally. And then they go score a goal, and I'm like, what do I know?
But then I really thought that since then she had that space the entire match. She's always going. She can run forever.
I think all the German players were so worried about the center of the field that they kind of left those flanks. And I thought that they were going to change at halftime. I was like, surely they're going to, maybe allow the US to have the ball in the middle and make sure that the flanks are, there's, maybe out like multiple numbers on the outside just to prevent that. And I didn't see it, but that first goal, I love that. I love Mal's run because she drew out, and it looks like an easy goal, but there's so many little things that had to happen for that goal to go in and be simple for Soph. And I'm super happy as well for Soph to get her first goal. I've been waiting for her to like shine on the international stage.
Yeah, I felt like the team had that same celebration too. Like they were all so stoked for Sophia to get the goal because Rodman got one. We saw Mal Swanson continue that in this game, and now Sophia Smith off the mark, which was really important for those front three to all feel confident going into not just this game, but as the tournament progresses. That is so important. But it wasn't all easy for the United States. In the 22nd minute, there was a slew of, I would say, little mistakes that led to the German goal. It's really from a throw-in. They play an advantage off of a foul from Sam Coffey, which they go back and give her a yellow card after the play. But the advantage is played. Gavin comes inside from right back, and she absolutely smacks this ball. I don't think you can place a ball better than that. But it was difficult to watch because you felt like it was just one mistake after another. Allie, how do you regroup after that when you're out on the field and you're seeing kind of the game that you had such control of a little bit slip away when you see the ball go in the back of the net?
Well, I think two things. Like, one, the worst case scenario would be it ends up in a goal. You know what I mean? But then also at the same time, like, that's like a moment where it's like, okay, like, we know that like we can't make these little mistakes because Germany's the team that will punish us. And it kind of, it could go either way, and USA's mentality is always going to rise to that level. And I think that that's kind of what we saw. They were like, okay, let's go. We knew you were going to score. We knew you're a good team. We didn't know you were going to score, but we knew this was not going to be easy. And I think in that moment, they're like, okay, let's clean this up. Let's, come together as a team. And I saw that kind of like shift as well after that goal.
Yeah, if anything, it felt like the goal actually Germany gave up a little bit. Like they felt like the momentum was then in their hands, and they did what you cannot do against Sophia Smith, you guys.
Yeah,
you cannot let her have 1v1 opportunities. You can't give her the space in behind. You just can't, because she'll take it and she will run with it. And if she doesn't score it well, her pal Mallory Swanson will come in there.
Swanson.
I love them as a team, by the way. I love them
so what
together.
do you like about them being as a group, or those two up front?
They're just like, one, I can see their connection between each other. They kind of know, like, you see Mal, like, Soph shooting, and I know it's like a forwards mentality, like chase ball, but you see Mal, she's already like anticipating that. And I could just see throughout games, like the way they're passing, the way they're making runs off of each other, looking for each other, defending for each other. I think that, like, and then just them running at the back line face up at speed, like they both are similar in the way and how they can like kind of glide and like just attack and cause so many problems for the back line. So they're both so dangerous. And the last thing I'd want is them running at me with the ball, like face up going to goal.
What'd you like about the goal, Duda?
I mean, can you just imagine just putting your head up and then looking up and seeing Mao, and then you see Sophia Smith, and then you see Trinity Rod was like, okay, thank God I'm not playing soccer anymore, and I'm not a defender.
Yeah.
But it's just unbelievable, and I just love watching them play together, but also them building this connection after every single game. You can see they just get better and better, and they get to understand how each other play even more all the time. I mean, what I love the most, like, that goal was just how Mal, she followed, man. That's exactly what you do. You got to follow every single shot. And also, you just got to shoot, because you never know what could happen.
Yes, thank you. That's advice I need. I saw the long distance goal from Germany. I'm like, just shoot it, Allie. Just shoot it. And I always look for the pass, and then I see, so just shoot it. It just hits the defender. Perfect spin. Just shoot it.
Can I tell you guys what I loved about this goal? I love that it comes from just like a block clearance from Tierna Davidson, because I was, we'll talk about it in a second, but I thought Tierna Davidson was excellent in the first half. She was so good at driving into space, eating up the space when need be, dishing the ball, finding space in behind if need be, with a little chipped ball to Swanson. But here, it's a quick, it's almost like one of those double transition moments where you can get most hurt if you're the defensive team on that second transition, because the ball's coming at Davidson. She's like, nah, it's going back this way. And that's where the isolation comes from. And just good, quick transition from Soph Swanson stays with it. But I love that Davidson was a little part of this and maybe would go unnoticed. But we got to give these center backs their love.
I was just gonna say, I think Grim's done such a good job doing exactly that. Her decision making, her the way she like changes her passing. Is it long? Is it short? Is it switching? Is it, back to the goalie? She's always making the other team kind of wonder what she's going to do. She's driving at space. And so to see Tierna do that, like them as a pair, and I hope she's okay and not injured, but yeah, them as a pair, like a left-footed center back, and, being able to do what Gurm is doing on the right side is just like, on the ball, at least that changes how possession is for your entire team.
Yeah. Don't you get a little jealous?
They're always,
yeah. I'm like, put me in. I'm back.
And they're always in the line.
15 minutes
I was gonna say they're always in the line of escape in a way. Like when you have the ball in midfield and you don't know where you should go, like what's happening. The Gurma or Davidson, they're gonna be there to help you out and kind of let you breathe. You can pass them the ball and they're gonna take care of it.
Yeah, and I want to give credit to Emma Hayes because I feel like that it looked like what they were trying to do was exactly like they've already done this before, and they've like had these ideas before and they've prepared in this way because everyone was on the same page. And I think like that probably has a lot to do with Emma and like how they were preparing for this game as well.
Yeah. I liked the build. It looked like a 3-4-3 in attack. And I think that really suits a lot of the strengths of the United States team. Unfortunately, Tierna Davidson left the game in the first half due to injury. We heard it was a lower leg injury. Of course, we will try to keep you guys updated on what we hear, but no official word about what's going on with Davidson. But it's nice. You have a player like Emily Sonnet, who's a little bit of a Swiss Army knife. You plug her in. She looked like she made it look easy on there. And then the United States before half get one more goal. What do you think about all this corner kick chitter chatter? Because this goal comes from a set piece. It was a long extended corner kick, and it was a combination play in the channel that eventually leads to a cross in Smith's goal. But Duda, there's a lot of chat about the set piece plays. Did you like
it? For sure. I mean, I'm all in for all the set pieces. What was the one crazy stat that we talked about, Jordan? What's the
I don't have it.
They haven't scored a set piece goal. I want to say in 8. I don't even know. I heard like,
but it's a long time.
Keep saying direct set piece goals, so
like
I don't
straight
know.
From the corner kick, like head or whatever. Yeah,
is that what that means?
Yeah, like no one else touches the ball, doesn't bounce. It's like straight from out of the air, or from the corner kick. Maybe it could bounce, but just like no one else. It can't be like bobbling around, like other people touching, gets cleared, you reserve it. It's just like straight from the corner.
So I am in for all the set piece talk. Like do whatever works. I'm in for all of it. It's been too long.
Yeah. Well, this goal does come from a set piece, and you know what I liked about it is I think the whiff was all, it was all a part of it. Sophia Smith whiffs on the first recross, trying to put it back in the box, but it really turns into a nice turn, and then you got to shoot, right, Allie? But
just shoot it.
It's the numbers inside the box that I think help the United States in this time, because then it gives Soph a little bit of time to dribble. Did you feel like when that ball left her foot, were you like, oh, this could be interesting?
I literally have seen like that type of goal. I think it was against Gotham was playing LA, and it was Alyssa's first goal, and she scored exactly like that. So it reminded me of when she cut in, scored it, deflected a little bit, and just like perfectly right over the goalie. And I don't think it hit the post, but it was like that type of goal. And so when I saw that, I was like, it reminded me of that. But I mean, I feel like Soph and the US deserve like a little bit of luck. So I was happy that happened, and literally like just shoot. That's what I need to do. God,
just shoot. I think the set pieces in general, to bring players out and play combinations in the channel, like Germany is one of the best teams when it comes to set pieces, attacking and defensive. So it just disorganizes them slightly, makes the line of confrontation different. You have to step a little. All in all, I think it was smart, but I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of talk about set pieces, and technically that ball, that's coming off a set piece. So like, let's just get over it. Like, good for you, set piece coach. You're doing your job. But like, I don't know. Do you feel like it's over talked about, Allie?
I mean, a little bit. I think that people are giving the fact that like the previous like generation of players, like they were like the best at set pieces, but they've had, I mean, like you're talking about 10 years more experience in world events and services. And I mean, Pino service is world class. You're not going to just develop a Megan Rapinoe to serve the ball in. And, you know, like with, Julie Johnson and, I
love how you went Julie Johnson.
Oh my God, sorry, you're right. JJ, okay, Julie, and like Sam and Lindsay, and I think like that takes like time, and I think like just like knowing where the server's gonna put it and like being able to get in that spot, that like kind of takes a little bit of time to develop that, and I think like the person that's taking the corner, I mean, you can't just like pick a Pino, even if you're good at set pieces and you're good at taking them, like she was just very special at that, and I think like that might not come around for a really long time, but or it might come in the future. So I think like give some time. Like if we were like losing games or tying all of them and then we had like 800 set pieces, like I think, okay, like let's talk about what can you do better. But I think right now, like we're winning, we're creating things, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Jordan, do you think, I'm going to put you on the spot, Jordan. Do you think that we should have like a set piece coach? Just like a set piece coach?
Like the guy that they hired? I forget his name.
Yeah.
It's very Italian. I like it. I like having a set piece coach, but I also think that
you better be scoring a goal every set piece then if you're not a set piece.
Yeah. I think one of the
and they're not cheap as well, huh? They're very expensive coaches.
Yeah. I think one of the simplest things that the United States was really good at for a long time was that near post run flick, and with Ertz. Like she scored so many goals like that. And why don't they utilize Lindsey Horan to do that? And I think that they could do that with a player like Horan, who is so good in the air. And I'm not a set piece coach, but that feels like a pretty easy option to throw in every now and then to just mix it up. So I think that's a good enough with set pieces. It was Smith with her second of the game, her second of the tournament. So she really had such a great game. The second half, I thought it was entertaining. I think a lot of people would have maybe wanted more from the United States. They do get an additional goal late in the game, 89th minute. Lynn Williams had come on to replace Sophia Smith, and it was clinical from Lynn. This is a player who wasn't even on the team, right? And then finds herself as an alternate, finds herself in the lineup due to some injuries, and she makes the most of it. Did you have like a visceral reaction, Duda, when Lynn Williams scored?
I did. And I also was thinking about our friend Jessica McDonald, because as soon as Lynn got on the pitch last game, she was like, we really need a Lynn go. I was so happy to see Lynn on the field and also to score a goal. I mean, can you imagine, right? She wasn't even part of the roster, and then she was an alternate, and now she's playing, now she's scoring a goal. How special is that moment? But Jordan, I have to add something here because, yes, like people want to see goals all the time, right? Okay, they scored 3 goals the first half. The second half wasn't like that, but also, like, this is the Olympics, and you're playing against Germany. It's not easy. It is not easy. It is a chess game here too. You got to play smart.
Yes.
Because if you also go for it just because you just want more goals, you got to be careful. Germany, you see what happened during the throw-in. If you have one little mistake, they're going to go and they're going to score against you. You're talking about big teams. So, I mean, honestly, if the game ended 3-1, I think it would still be a great game for the U.S.
Totally. I think so too. And I think the right side for Germany was creating a lot of havoc. Nuskin like nearly scored, right, with that little flick from a really good ball in from Gavin, who was excellent in this game, like really gave Crystal Dunn a handful to work with out there. But yeah, if that little flick goes in, if Alyssa doesn't make the save at the beginning of the game, right, these are the margins that we're talking about. But I liked the second half because it felt like maybe minus 5 minutes, not very at the very end, but maybe like 20 minutes to go, Germany started to get a little bit of momentum. But Allie, I felt like the United States, which we haven't seen in a long time, they controlled the tempo of a game, and they also were able to utilize their strengths in really key moments, like that at the end when Lynn comes in and you put a little cherry on top.
Yeah, I think that like my question from last game was, can they keep their speed of play up? Can they possess? Can they have combinations on the outside to create opportunities and get into the final third? And to see that against Germany, I think that was like I think everyone kind of has been waiting. I know I was waiting to be able to like, there were bits and pieces when I was playing, like to be able to like do that against Germany, a top team. But to be able to see it, and I think that was like my best takeaway, is that like the way that they played this game, they looked in control, and that I haven't seen that from this group of players in a long time. And I think against like a really good team, I think usually, you know, and I'm surprised that it was actually 4-1. Like going into it, I would never have predicted it to be 4-1. I thought it was gonna be like a 2-1, 1-0 type of game. And so I thought that was awesome that they did that and were able to do it. But that's just like speaking on like how they built up to get into those positions to be able to score those goals. They were unified. And I think like with Lynn, like that's what Lynn does. And I was so happy for her, because being an alternate, it's like you're part of the team, but you're like not. And then to get that like kind of call up to be on the team is like the best feeling. And so I think her scoring the goal was like, it was picture perfect for her, and I couldn't be more happy.
Yeah, that was Swanson with the assist to Williams.
Yes.
Lavelle helped on it too. Nice, good build out to stretch the lines and give Williams enough space to finish that. But man, whew, did she finish it perfectly with her left foot too.
I know.
It was so good from Lynn Williams, and really good overall for the United States women's national team as they get a 4-1 win over Germany in their second game in the Olympics. Let's move on to player ratings. We're going back to the French newspaper L'Équipe. They are famous for their player ratings post-game, and they can be pretty brutal. But I feel like after this performance, you guys, we're feeling pretty good about the performances. So once again, I'm going to go start with our goalkeeper, Alyssa Nair, and we'll run up through the field and talk about our overall ratings for these players. It's out of 10 points, okay? You can give us decimals, Allie. I'm just giving you all the rundown here. All right, so Alyssa Nair in goal. Allie, you're always going to go first, then Duda, then myself. So Allie, hit us what we think about Alyssa Nair's performance.
I gave Alyssa a 9.6.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
gave Alyssa 8.8. A few giveaways, but great saves later on.
Yeah, I was in that realm too. 8.9. Big save at the beginning of the game, which I think was a mood changer and really boosts her. But she wasn't perfect this game. She gave up a goal. Last week, I gave her a 10, Allie. This week, 8.9. Yep, I gave her a 10. I did give her a 10. Let's go from left to right across the back line. Let's start with Crystal Dunn.
8.6.
I gave Dunn a 9. I thought she did fantastic today.
I was a little tougher on Crystal Dunn. I gave her an 8.1. I thought she had not a great first half. I thought she grew into the game and defended better as the game got on. But I thought there were some difficulties but the way that Germany played on that right side was posing a lot of problems, right? So it wasn't always her fault. So I was a little bit tougher on Dunn. Let's go Tierna Davidson. I think we need to do Sonnet too because she came in early, but let's start with Tierna Davidson.
9.5.
Ooh.
Yeah. I liked her a lot today.
9.2. Played very well before injury, but again, her and Germa there, great, always.
Yeah. I gave her an 8.9. I thought it was a good performance from her, but it's hard when you only play 44 minutes to really boost into the nines, you know? I feel like I'm harder than
No, you're
but Davison was
no,
amazing.
you say
my
it, I'm
favorite
like
player in the first half. Yeah.
I mean, I could do an average of that.
Yeah. It's a half average. Yeah. How about Emily Sonnet, who came in for an injured Tierna Davidson?
See, this is where I think about the time. Like, she didn't play that. She played more than I guess Tierna did, but I noticed Tierna more in that small amount of time than I did with Sonnet. So I would say 8.8. I think.
Good. I'll do the same for Sonnet as well, 8.8. But I also love the energy that she brings on the pitch as well. Yeah. Sonnet, she brings a little bit of everything, but especially that to me.
Yeah, I thought Sonnet did a really good job. I think it was a little bit above her average. I don't think it was the best Emily Sonnet performance that we've seen. So I'm going to go 7.9 because I think there were a couple of times where Germa did a really good job of covering for her. So let's go to Naomi Girma. What'd you think, Allie?
Well, I gave Tierna and Girma the same 9.5 just because I just love them together. And I thought that, I guess I would go maybe a 9.6 now that I'm thinking she played the full 90. But
That's fair.
But yeah.
9.9 Girma for president, my friend. Girma for president. Are you joking me?
Yes.
Are you joking me?
She's unreal. Yeah, she's playing unbelievable.
She's something else. Did she miss a pass? Probably not again.
No.
Like, she's something else.
Yeah, Girma was excellent. I think she is 9.4. I still think we can get more from Girma.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she was stellar. A goal. A Girma
Can you
goal.
imagine?
We want a
goal
Girma
and assist, please. You'll get a 10 from Jordan.
On a set piece.
On a set piece.
On a near post, set piece, goal. Direct. Yeah. Gosh, the way she covers for her defenders and you almost don't even think she's covering because she's already like, boop, boop,
yeah,
boop, I'm there.
No, her positioning
it's very,
is
Becky
unreal.
Sauerbrunn-esque, don't you think?
Yes,
ways, Allie?
a little more comfortable on the ball, but covers and very, very her positioning. I would say people probably don't realize it, obviously, unless you watch soccer, have played soccer. I think her positioning is by far the most impressive. She's almost always in the right spot, which makes her able to defend better, cover better, and also when she gets the ball, be in better positions to play the passes she wants to play.
Yeah. Okay, let's finalize the back line. Emily Fox.
Oh, I gave her a 8 is that a 7? 8.8, I guess. I think. Can't read my handwriting.
According to my handwriting, 8.8.
Yeah. According to what I wrote here. I can't change it because 8.8. Yeah.
I gave Fox a 9. I thought she did very good defensively. Obviously, she's a defender today, but she took care of her job there with Clara. How do you say her last name? Bill. Yes.
Bill.
I don't know.
She didn't give her any space. That's exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Allie. She didn't give her any space. 9 point. Yeah.
I gave Fox 8.4. So I agree. I think we all thought she had a really good game. Yeah. Let's go into the midfield. Sam Coffey.
I gave Sam an 8.9.
8.8.
8.8?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, it's 8.5. 8.5. Sorry.
8.5.
I was reading the one last.
I gave her an 8.5 as well. I thought Sam Coffey was the best midfielder on the day. I thought she did a really good job switching the point of attack. Did you see that one time where she just swiveled her hips, let the ball go through, and the player tried to tackle her and just fell on the floor? I was like, let's go.
Let's go. So good.
See you later. Next is Lindsay Horan.
Oh, I love you, Linz, but I'm going to do an 8.1. And that's, yeah.
I got an 8.5 there. There's that is so hard, man, because when there's one bad giveaway that they can almost score, that counts a lot. So
yeah.
8.5. So.
Yeah, I thought it was a tough game for Lindsay. I thought at the beginning of the game, she was put in a lot of difficult situations, gave the ball away a few too many times. It just wasn't her typical performance when you think about it overall. I gave her a 7.8. So I didn't think that was what we typically see from Horan. How about Rose Lavelle?
I feel like this would be not typical of me either, but I wanted to see more of Rose, and I don't know if it was because she wasn't getting the ball in good areas because we were going wide a lot more, or I don't know, but I gave her 7.8 because I just wanted to see her. I didn't really see her. Normally, when Rose gets it, I'm like, let's go. And I'm so excited every time she touches the ball running the back line. I didn't really see that. So I gave her 7.8.
I gave her 8.9, and I think that the reason of why we didn't see much of Rose today, it was because of everything was so crowded in the midfield. Mm-hmm. That's why we saw so much of Trin and Sophia being wide there. I think that Rose did what she could.
Yeah.
That's fair.
7.9. I agree. I wanted more from Rose, but that's just because she's so exciting on the ball. Let's go to the front line because we love us some front line. They have been performing so well. Mallory Swanson.
9.7.
Woo! Love it.
9.9. Thanks for following the rebound, Mal. That's it.
What was she at before the rebound? If there was no rebound, what is she getting?
9.
Probably like a 9. Yeah, 9.2.
But her run for Soph's first goal was like, okay. And then, okay. And then the rebound was like, okay, let's go. Good job.
Yeah. So I'm sticking with 9.9 no matter what.
Okay. Yeah. 9.4. So good from Swanson. I loved it. She was like involved in all of the goals in some capacity. Yes. And it just, you go, girl. Mm-hmm. Sophia Smith getting her first 2 goals as an Olympian. What do you guys think of her performance?
9.8.
Ooh, okay. I'm giving Girma, Mao, and Sophia 9.9s. I mean, you're beating Germany for.
That's why I thought you were going 10. That's why I put my hands on my head. Like,
no, you know why? Because you can always learn, you can always grow, you can always be better, Jordan.
Yeah, it's true.
So 9.9, yeah.
It's true. I'm going a little higher than Swanson because she did get 2 goals. So I'm going a 9.5, slightly higher. I thought both of them played really well. It was tough to figure out which one had the edge because even though Swanson didn't score 2 goals, she was involved so much. Yeah. Let's round it out. Trinity Rodman.
9.2.
Okay. See, I'm giving Trina 9.4. Even though she didn't score today, in my opinion, the impact that she had on this game was just as important that she had against Zambia, where she scored the goal. So yeah, important today.
That's good. That's good logic. I like it. I went a little bit lower. I went 8.6 because I think she can. Like those are the games where we expect Trinity to score, and she was good defensively. She was good in the channel. She drew a lot of fouls, but getting the 9s, you getting a goal. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. True.
A little tougher than Duda.
And
I feel like this is what Duda.
And you know that because we talked about this during the last podcast, because we were worried if she would get another yellow card against Germany, and she didn't.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
So,
oh my God, the yellow cards are so nerve-wracking. Like, for the next game, like you can't. Oh God.
Yeah. Let's go 2 big questions before we get out of this rating section. Dude, I'm going to start with you. Has the U.S. hit top gear yet?
No. I don't think so. I think they're going up. Let's see. If you drive stick, I think this is a 3.
This is 3rd gear?
This is a 3rd, yeah.
Do you know how to drive a stick?
Yes. I do.
Yeah. Do you know how to drive a stick, Allie?
0 chance.
Okay. So the Allie's
Go to Brazil. Go to Brazil. You have to learn how to drive stick.
One time, Tobin and me were on Portland, and we were using, I think, Karina LeBlanc's car. She asked Karina to use her car, and I'm like, it's stick, Tobin. Like, I can't drive that. She's like, oh, I can. I'm like, have you ever? She's like, no. We literally try to go up a hill, stall in 1 second. I'm like, she's like, no, I got this. I'm like, okay, never again.
Did she figure it out?
No. Karina came.
It's probably smart.
But she tried. Actually, maybe she got like 20 feet. I don't know. Or maybe she got up the hill. I don't know. But it was like, we're gonna mess this up. We're out of here. Let's go.
Okay, but you can think about gears and you know the visual. So what'd you say, Duda? 3rd gear?
A 3rd
out of
gear,
5?
Yeah.
Out of 5?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a 5 speed, 6 speed. What is it?
It depends on the car that you drive.
Okay. So you're thinking
if it's like a very sporty one, it goes up to like 5, for example. And I think the US is a very sporty one.
Yeah.
So there's
real sporty.
What do you think, Allie? How much more do you expect to see from this team?
So I don't know gears, but what I think about is like I think about so each team is going to present like a different challenge, and I think like a Spain, a Japan, a Germany, a France are all going to be like this different way that they actually have to adapt to and still be themselves. But can they do that versus a team that's gonna, a Japan that's, these tiny little passes are gonna have to be defending more. So I think like for them to play Germany this way on the world stage, for me that was like one of their best performances. Then the next game for me would be like, okay, like I look at it more like each team has like a column of their like where they're at against them, because they each are like so different, and they're not going to be able to do, they might score goals on set pieces against Japan, but they can't against Germany. So I think like if they can perform this performance against anybody, like I think that they will be great. But each team's going to kind of present a different challenge.
And that's where I feel like I'm at too, kind of where both of you are. It's like they're switching gears, right? Like they've established, okay, we can dictate the tempo in a game, but there's still things that we talked about in this game where it was a little sloppy centrally, that they gave the ball away too many times. Maybe it wasn't even as lethal enough as it can be in the attacking third. And I think that's what we're going to continue to see as this tournament progresses, the United States finding those connections to be deeper and richer and more compact in moments when they need to be, a little bit more expansive when they need to be. So just reading that, I don't think we're in top gear yet, but they're about to change, right? The clutch is in, they're shifted. They're shifted.
Look at that.
Yeah, I had a stick shift, so I kind of know. Allie, do you think that what you've seen so far in this Olympic tournament, that the United States have established themselves as the best team?
No, I can't say that yet at all. I think like when I think of, the best team, I think like towards the final, because it's really a lot about how you progress and like the momentum that you create. And I think like they're definitely going to be really tough to beat and top. But for me, I can't say that yet at all. But I want to, but I can't because I love USA and I want them to be. But no, I think that they're trending in that direction for sure.
Duda, do you have any different feelings? It's hard when you have Spain, the defending world champions, who can switch in a moment and are just a little bit more cohesive because their style of play has been ingrained over a few different years.
Yeah. And no, I agree with Allie. How can I not agree with that? Because in a way, I think we're only going to actually see who the best team is in the competition towards the end, right? And it's about who's going to be able to adapt their game according to their opponent in a way. I don't know, Allie, if they play this way that they play today against Spain, if they would win the game. Like, we don't know.
No, and I think like the way that Spain plays is gonna, like, they're not gonna see the balls much. They're gonna have to defend differently. They're gonna be in different areas, receiving the ball under pressure and then having to get out of that. So I think like I totally agree with you. It's gonna be different for each game.
So it's gonna be so different, and like, I'm also a big Emma fan here. I can't wait to see how she's gonna prepare the team to face another big challenge like that. The way that she prepared the U.S. to play against Germany, come on, amazing. But how is she going to play against Spain? How is she going to play against Japan? How is she going to play against Brazil, which I hope the U.S. doesn't play against? Well, but anyway, but yeah, I can't wait to see what happens.
Well, our ratings have gone up each game, and the United States still having one more game in the group stage before the knockout rounds. We'll see what our player ratings are after that game against Australia, which happens on Wednesday. It has been a wild day in the women's Olympic soccer tournament, so we got to get you guys caught up. We got to get you caught up, not catched up. That's how wild it's been. I can't even speak. I'm going to give you guys a little insight to what happened in Group A. Colombia took down New Zealand 2-0. La Cafeteras paired a first half goal from Marcela Restrepo with a Lacey Santos 72nd minute tally to dispatch of New Zealand and give themselves a chance of advancing when they play Canada Wednesday. And then we got to talk about this France-Canada game, because after match day 1, Canada was hit with a 6-point deduction for drone gate. So they started off the match with -3 points after that win in game 1. And they had little hope of advancing in the tournament. In this one, it was, again, Marie-Antoinette Katoto scoring for France, her third goal of the tournament in the 42nd minute to open France's account. But then Canada's Jessie Fleming leveled in the 58th minute. And then here's where we get a little bit of the mind-blown emoji that Duda was talking about. In the 12th minute of added time, Canada they knew they needed points, right? They had to get 3 points to keep themselves alive. So they throw up Vanessa Gilles. She scores to give Canada a much needed 3 points and keep them alive. Woo! It was wild. It was scenes there. I had goosebumps. So after 2 match days, France has punched their ticket to the quarters. Canada is technically still alive and able to get a third place spot. But now it comes down to who finishes first and second between France and Colombia. So that game against Colombia and Canada is going to be a good one to watch on Wednesday. Whew. Allie, you got to watch the rest of the games in Group B. What else happened? This might be a long one too here.
Well, probably the most insane result you'll see at these Olympics, to be up 5-2 in the 58th minute, and for with I mean, I've loved watching Barbara Banda in the league, and to see her shine and get a hat trick, are you kidding me? It's insane. But for Australia to come back for 4 goals in that short a period of time, like, it's I feel like Australia might be the most unpredictable team that you'll ever see. Like, their scores, like, you think that they can score so many goals, so why don't they do that all the time? But now the USA just needs a draw to win the group, and a loss they could still go through. This Germany-Zambia game is I don't really know what to expect. Zambia being up and then kind of losing that, being ahead in the 58th minute, and Germany being off of a loss. Like, both of them need the points, and it's going to be a really good game.
Yeah. And Barbara Banda, you guys. Are you kidding me?
No,
Her
I
third
know.
hat trick in 5 Olympic games. That is legend status.
Wait, how old is she? 5 Olympics. Like,
5 Olympic games, just games, actual games.
Oh, you said 5 Olympics. I was like, Jesus.
No. Out of 5 Olympics games, she's scored a hat trick in 3 of them.
3 of them.
Yeah.
Great job,
she's
Orlando.
24 years old.
Picking her up.
Oh, pride, baby.
Yeah, that's
she's 24
unreal.
years old.
No, really. That's
Yes. So
she's going to be exciting to watch for
She's
a while.
one of those leaders for the Golden Boot as of right now.
Wow.
Duda, you want to round us up and round us out and tell us what happened in Group C? I know this is going to probably be a little bit hard.
Are you sure I have to do this?
I know, you're going to have to. You picked Group C. You wanted it.
I know. Why? Let's do this, because how do you say heartbreak in Portuguese, my people? I will tell you.
Yeah, please.
Japan 2, Brazil 1. A quiet first half until Japan's Mina Tanaka missed a penalty in added time. But Jennifer, with an H and 2 N's, that's when you know she's from Brazil, she scored in the 56th minute in Brazil, put the game into cruise control. But that's what I thought, until everything went nuts. Yeah. Japan got another penalty in the 92nd minute, and they score. And just 4 minutes later, Jordan and Allie, the hearts of many Brazilians, including mine, were broken. After a 96-minute winner from Momoko Tanikawa, and what a golazo that was, you guys. She was ready for it. As soon as she saw the ball, like, she had to be looking at the goalkeeper. It was just one touch.
Oh my God.
In my opinion, one of the most beautiful goals so far at this Olympics. But
now, the tournament so far, for sure.
Yes, it was unbelievable. So both teams now, they're sitting with 3 points with 1 match left in the group stage. Okay. When we're doing the picks, I still think that we might have the 3rd place team coming out from the Group C here, but we'll see. But that wasn't everything for Group C. We also saw Spain against Nigeria. Spain outclassed, and outmatched Nigeria. Yes, they did their tiki-taka all over them, but they couldn't break the ice until the legend Alexia Putellas scored in the 85th minute to give Spain a 1-0 victory in all 3 points. 1-0 is all it takes. You just need 1 goal at the end of the day. Now listen to this, because Spain, they had 23 goal attempts, while Nigeria only had 3. Spain now goes for a perfect 9 points against my Brazil on Wednesday. Wish me luck, but we're good. I believe in you, Brazil. We don't need luck. Let's go. Advancing scenarios now. Spain with 6 points. They're guaranteed, to win Group C with a win or draw on Wednesday. So they'll take the dub of Group C there. Brazil and Japan, they both have 3 points, and they will both push for a win to secure the 2nd spot in Group C. Both draws for either put them in a solid spot to advance to the quarterfinals. So yeah, not gonna lie, today watching Brazil against Japan, I thought we had it there. I thought we had it, and then you can never sleep on Japan. Like, I love watching them play. You can never.
I think in hindsight, we shouldn't have given you this group, Duda.
There was. But wait, it could be a good story still, Jordan. Sometimes you gotta go through these things now early in the tournament, so you can put your head up, learn from it, shake it off.
How do you say comeback in Brazil? Portuguese, not Brazil.
Oh, thank you. Well, back in Brazil, we do say, vamos voltar. Vamos voltar. Like, let's get back together. Like,
yeah.
Revanche, okay. Or, revenge. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Regroup, so, Brazil.
We're gonna regroup. Vamos se regrupar. O negócio aqui é nosso, que aqui é Brasil, caramba. But yeah, I think it's okay. It happened now against Japan. Obviously, no one wants to lose. But you know what? Let's go.
Yeah. Allie and I don't know any Portuguese except for Guaraná, which we would drink a little bit of
Guaraná.
Brazil. So
wait, sorry. I gotta ask one question. So sorry, Allie, you went to Brazil?
Yes, I did.
You played there?
Yes, it was.
Did you have a Guaraná?
Of course.
Did you have a brigadeiro?
I think,
did you eat anything from there? Yeah.
What is there's like a Brazilian plate that has like rice and fareja. Is that it? It's like beans, but it's like am I saying it right?
Feijoada.
Okay, faraja, I say. Knew it had an F.
Farofa.
Yeah.
Farofa.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, no, but I love being in Brazil, and us with the U20s, we were like basically kind of like just at the hotel on lockdown jail, but they had Guaraná, and that was like the best thing ever. And so we ever since then, I knew what Guaraná was.
Oh, it's so good. Next time I see you in Jordan, I'm giving you Guaraná.
Please do.
Farofa.
Yeah, it feels like we need to do these wrap-ups with a little bit of food or...
Pão de queijo.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, Jordan.
No,
sorry, Jordan. You're supposed to talk about
soccer.
There's
one more match day left, and I feel like, Duda, you better get your packages set so we have some Guaraná and hopefully celebrate a big comeback from Brazil. But as you can tell, all three of the groups are super tight, as they typically are in the Olympics, and it's going to be must-watch TV on Wednesday as all of the groups conclude. Let's keep the tradition rolling with this or that, because I feel like this is a nice way to break up some of the in-depth stuff and really talk about a little bit of the Olympics too. So my first question is, we saw Tom Cruise at the swimming pool in gymnastics, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but Flava Flav is sponsoring the women's water polo team, which is wild. So would you rather, or this or that, Tom Cruise being in attendance or Flava Flav being your sponsor or like unofficial mascot? I don't know. Is that what we could call him?
That's Allie, like really hard because I love Top Gun and Tom Cruise in like whatever Mission Possible. And then Flava Flav, like, are you kidding me? I forget the reality
Big
show
Clocks?
That was like
Flava of Love?
Flava of Love. Like, are you kidding me? Miss New York, I think her name was one. So I've been a fan of Flava Flav for a while. I'm gonna go with Tom Cruise though.
Okay.
I'll also take Tom Cruise because he's a pilot. So if anything happens with the trains around Paris there, he can just like get his helicopter somewhere, get us to somewhere else.
Really? A pilot? Or just like a pilot as an actor?
No, he's a professional pilot.
Yeah. This is how much I know about celebrities. Like I'm not good with celebrities, so this was a tough one for me. But I will say I have like a little nugget about the women's water polo team, and this is why I'm going to root for them. I sat next to Kylie Newshall, a 2016 Olympian, on a plane like a couple weeks ago. She sat next to me. Her sister Jamie played in the 2020 Olympics. Her sister Ryan is an Olympian this year. All three of them played on the water polo
really
team.
Cool.
So I feel like I got to go with the Newshall sisters and the water polo team. I'm going Flava Flav.
Well, clearly you watched the show because I forgot it and you remembered it. Flavor of Love.
I did watch that show, but that was a long time ago, Allie. That was a long time ago. All of our young viewers are going to be like, what are they talking about? Okay, question 2. Would you like to score a game-winning stunner like Tanikawa or a first half hat trick like our girl Barbara Banda?
Hat trick, Barbara Banda.
Oh,
let's go.
Because you get to take the ball home, right, Allie?
Well, I just think like a game winner could be like a one-off where like a hat trick is solidifying your like, I'm here, what's up? But there's no feeling better. But I know, but there is no better feeling of like a game winner. You get that win for your team, like that's like an unbelievable, but I think 3 goals like could win Golden Boot, like you're solidifying your kind of like presence.
No. I'm going.
What about you, Jordan?
I'm going the game winner. Because that in that moment,
it's a hard question.
And just the stakes of that game, right? That they were behind for so long, pulled it off in the last second with this beautiful one-touch finish from distance up and over the goalkeeper. Like the precision of the strike from Tanikawa. I'd say her name again. You said it right earlier. Duda.
I was reading. Let me see.
Tanikawa. Tanikawa,
right?
Yeah. Tanikawa, yeah.
Yeah,
Tanikawa.
that's what I was thinking. Okay. The precision of the strike by Tanikawa was just hard to replicate if you're not like
very Japan-esque,
efficient in everything that you do.
Yeah.
So I'm going that one.
Good.
All right. Let's go, because in that game we also saw a missed penalty. So the third question is going to be: would you rather miss a penalty or? Did you guys see that belly flop in the diving? Oh my goodness! Or would you rather belly flop diving?
Oh gosh. I mean, I feel like missing a penalty, you're like against someone, so there's like you have like if they do really well, you can like miss a penalty and it's maybe more acceptable. But to belly flop alone, it's like all on you. You've been training your whole life for this moment, and then you belly flop. I would rather, I think. And I don't want to like jinx myself for penalties in the future. I would rather miss a penalty than belly flop alone in the event that I've been training for my whole life.
Yeah. I think I'm with Allie because in a way, if you're a diver, I mean, with all respect, right? You train for that moment there, that jump right there. And when you're a soccer player, there is that one chance that you could miss a PK. I know. I don't know. To me, it's a little bit different. Like the diving and missing the PK. You know, like diving, it's literally you had one job there. That is the belly flop.
You had one
like
job.
The PK, like you're going against a goalkeeper. First of all, yeah. I don't know. I'll do that.
It's less painful too. Belly flop. Ow! Like that hurt. That is stinging for a long time.
I can imagine. I feel dumb if I belly flop in my in a pool in a public
in your backyard.
Yeah, in my backyard. So like to do it at the Olympics would be like, oh my god.
I know, it's just so bad.
And I feel like in diving it typically is like accumulation, right? You get a couple of different opportunities, so maybe you can get back into it. Maybe just make a really graceful belly flop and you get some points. Penalty.
Maybe.
I'll go miss a penalty. I'll go miss a penalty too. Okay. Man. Okay, we all chose it, so there's going to be no jinxes on us ever missing a penalty again in our lives.
Beautiful.
Question 4 is, what is the better Olympic party sport? Table tennis or badminton?
Party sport.
If you're at a party, you're happy if they have a ping pong table? You're not like going to play badminton?
Like at like a family reunion, I would say badminton, but like table tennis, I feel like we used to have one in our locker room in Portland. I feel like people get around it. You're kind of like hype. It's just I don't know. It's a little more.
I'm very practical, and I would say also table tennis for many reasons. One, I love ping pong. Can always play. Everyone can play. But you can also, if you're at a party, you want to play some games. The table is already there. And you can also play beer pong there.
Ooh. It's multi.
So you can use so you can use the table to play beer pong. So I'll do table tennis.
I'm going badminton. I just like being outside, so I would rather be at a party where we're outside. And badminton, you can have more people playing. Table tennis, too many eyes on you. I'm not good at it, so I'm not doing table tennis at all. So I'm going badminton. Yeah, I feel like that's a good way. Maybe we just need to have a party now and see who's actually good at some of these sports.
It's on. I love ping pong.
I'm not good at either, probably. I mean, I'm decent at table tennis, but badminton, I don't know. I haven't played it since gym class in high school, I think.
Yeah. Well, remember, if you guys are listening along on podcasts or watching us on YouTube, make sure you send in your this or that because maybe we can feature it in our next episode. The last match day for the U.S. women's national team in the Olympics is going to be against Australia, a team that I think surprised a lot of people with their performance in the 2023 World Cup last summer. This team looks a little different than the team of last year, but the United States have a really good record against Australia, 28 wins, only 1 loss, and 5 draws. And this Australia squad, it feels like they found a little bit of confidence today because it wasn't going well. Allie, you were talking about that game earlier between Australia and Zambia. When you're looking at this Australian squad at their best, what can USA fans expect from them?
I think that like their ability when they're unified, and I think what I was just thinking about is like Tony for when he was our coach at the World Cup, he did such a good job of keeping us on the same page. We knew exactly what we are doing, our roles, and it felt going into a match that we were super prepared. And like if all else fails, your touch is on your shin guard, like we knew exactly like what we were attempting to do, and it didn't matter. Like we knew the positions we were supposed to be in. So I think Tony does a really good job of keeping them organized and unified. And I'm not talking about this tournament, but I think at their best would be an organized, hard to break down, tough defending team, good on set pieces, and like letting the attackers, and there are what Australia does, I think, is like at certain times, like they'll get a special goal from a player like that. You can't really like, I don't know, take a breath. Yeah, you can't underestimate them, and you have to like always be. You don't know what you're going to get, which Australia you're going to get. So their best, I would say, we have to be organized. We have to be, we have to attack them and kind of do what we did against Germany. Really keep the ball and speed of play.
Yeah, Duda, who's a player that sticks out to you as someone that needs to have a good game for Australia to be able to keep themselves alive?
I would say Steph Catley again. I think she had a great game today. She is truly their captain. She took extremely such a good leader for that team, and you're able to see that today. And I think she's able to keep that momentum going against the US, which is going to be a tough game for both sides here. She could definitely change the game as well. But the subs that Australia brought onto the game today, they made a huge difference. So their confidence now against Zambia, I thought the game was over. I'll be honest with you. I was watching the game. I was like, okay. I was talking to my friends. I'm like, oh, I'm going to book my flight, because I already like doing the math. Maybe Brazil's going to go. Anyway, I was watching the game. I thought the game was over there for Zambia. So props to Australia. And I think if Catley keeps the momentum going, keeps the team focused, and it's what Allie said too. Their coach, they know what's up. So it's going to be a good game.
Two of the things I've noticed from this Australia team is they have not been good playing from the defensive third to the middle third. They've been sloppy, and I feel like both Germany and Zambia have punished them in opportunities of that. So the United States, I would imagine, are smelling blood and say, hey, can we go high press, win the ball back, and hunt for those types of situations? And also, Allie, they have not been convincing on set pieces. Germany scores 2 goals against them in that first game on set pieces. They play this mixture of a zone and man-to-man marking. So that means if you are not man-to-man marked, you're going to have space to get into the zone and be the first player to win the ball. So the set piece coach, we're going to be talking more about set pieces.
It's funny because Tony did all of our set pieces for the US. So I'm kind of like, I'm surprised that they're just not like on it, because I felt like we were our best set piece wise when Tony was our coach for sure.
Allie, would you want to see, I have a question for you. Would you want to see the US playing against Australia, like going for it, or more like set back, wait for them in a way?
I think going for it, and like kind of like how I think going for it, and then also like recognizing where they're at in the game. Like they could lose, but like USA's mentality is not going to be to just like, let them kind of dictate the game. I think USA needs to dictate the tempo and let Australia feel that pressure and feel under the gun, because, Australia is the one that absolutely has to win. So I think going for it, but also like if they're up, it's okay to just kind of like sit back a little and possess. But I think initially, for sure, go for it. I think if they get a goal in the first 10 minutes, that will completely kind of shut Australia down in a way and change that mentality for Australia, even though they need to win.
Last thing I have for both of you is, do you expect changes from the U.S. women's national team going into this game? We saw the same exact lineup in the first 2 games. Allie, do you think that there are going to be changes? And maybe if so, name one of those changes that you think might be effective in this game.
Well, it's so hard because I feel like to have like 2 of your typically tougher like opponents, like the latter stage of your group stage is hard. And I think after such a good performance, like you'd want to continue to build that momentum. I can see, well, hopefully if Tierna's okay or not, I could see obviously like Sonnet coming in, and then, you know, maybe giving Jenna a little bit of time on that left side. I could see that. And yeah, I think, I don't know, it's a tough, because I feel like any other tournament we've played, we've kind of had a middle game, where our last game was like the last Olympics, we had Colombia, and that was kind of the time that Jill changed and gave people rest, because you're going into the quarters. And then the yellow cards, I think, are going to be a factor in Emma Hayes' head, because like one stupid thing, you just never know. And I think then you're out for the quarters. I saw it happen to Pino and Cheney, and I forget what Olympics that was before the 2000s. Yeah. So I think like it's just, and I was on a yellow in the Olympics, and that feeling is just like you don't want to be in that position, and it could be the dumbest thing. You know, like you trip someone, you're both running, you're looking, it just, anything could happen. So I think that'll be in Emma's mind as well. But I actually think she might keep the same and see where they're at halftime and make changes then.
Yeah. A reminder that it's Sam Coffey and Trinity Rodman on a yellow card. So when you're mentioning yellow cards, those are the two players who have that uneasy feeling. Duda, you have a pensive face, like you're thinking about some changes.
I am. I think that Emma's probably going to manage the team there. I think she's going to make some changes for the game against Australia, because I know that a draw means that the US would win the group and move on. And I do think that she wants to manage the minutes of the players. That's me talking.
No, and I think that would be the smartest thing to like be like give your players a rest. There's like, so I mean the rest period is so short in this tournament.
Yeah.
With the games and the intensity just going from the quarters on, it continues. There's no easy game. So yeah, I think that would be the smartest thing as well.
Yeah. And in my opinion, let's protect Mal in a way, you know, put Lynn in there. I would start Lynn, I think.
Especially with what Speed just did with Zambia.
Yeah, let's protect her, like one of the forwards, like pick a forward, let them rest a little bit. They've been playing all the time. And like you said, the turnaround to play this game, to play that game is so short. I would rest my players, I think. And I can see Emma probably doing that also in the midfield. Yeah.
I will just say the one thing from me is I'm with you guys. I hope Tierna Davidson is okay, but if there is a chance that she cannot play and she is replaced from an alternate, I think we see Hal Hirschfeld come into the squad and then potentially even start, because Coffey is on a yellow card. What's the question?
You think Hirschfeld would start? Like would get a call up instead of Emily Sams?
Yes.
Yeah?
Because Coffey's on a yellow card. That's why I think.
In the midfield.
Yeah. Because Sonnet is your extra midfielder. So now that you take a Sonnet and put her in the back line, and I just think that. But that's a good point. Yeah. You bring in another center back?
I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, Sonnet can go. Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my prediction. And but number one, let's just hope Davidson is okay. We heard it was nothing serious, so we hope that is for real. The last game against Australia, you guys know what you got to do. Give me a little prediction here. What's the score going to be, Allie?
I'm going to say it's going to be 2-0 USA.
2-0. All right. Duda, she's thinking.
3-1. It's okay to learn from their mistakes. Let's get some mistakes now and learn from it.
Yeah. I think it's going to be 4-0.
Wow.
Damn.
Let's go.
I don't think Australia is scoring. And they looked pretty susceptible in key moments, like I mentioned earlier, that the United States can pounce on. So I'm just thinking about my emoji already. I'm already well, Allie, thank you for joining us. We heard a word on the street is you might be back for some knockout rounds potentially. So we hope that works out and we can get you. We know you're a busy woman now. Not only are you a mom of twins, you are back in the professional soccer world. You're playing for Kansas City Current. So get your leg in those recovery boots. Get your legs in the recovery boots. And thank you for joining us. It was so fun to have you.
Yeah. No, thank you guys so much. I will be back, and I'll think about my emojis now.
Let's go. Thanks, Allie. Thanks, Jordan.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us. We're really excited to be on the 91st podcast. And thanks to Just Women's Sports for putting this out. So make sure you follow them on all of your favorite socials channels and subscribe on YouTube. We're going to be back after that match against Australia. Jess McDonald will be back with us. So we will see you guys there. And Allie, we'll see you in the medal rounds. Have a good rest of your day, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.